This morning I heard a sad case. The numbers show that 35% of couples who move to a new city say it ruined their relationship. That is certainly true of the couple who brought their issues to my courtroom today.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Charisma Griffin and Cleveland Williams. Ms. Griffin and Mr. Williams, you have been together for 12 years, and you have 4 children together. You do not, however, want to be together anymore. I'm going to start with you, Ms. Griffin. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
Well, me and Mr. Williams, we met when we were just 18, 18 and 19 at work. And our relationship just went very, very fast, just really steady. Like, we had our first child.
How fast is fast?
Like, we had our first child within the first year of us being together, and we had a kid every 3 years after that. And it's like we've been together for so long, and we're so comfortable with each other that it doesn't even seem like a relationship anymore. It's no romance in our relationship. Like, I feel like I'm just taking for granted that I'm just existing in the relationship more like a roommate than a partner. And
Tell me what are you missing? What is not happening at the house that makes you feel like you're just existing together?
Well, one of my biggest things is, like, I'm a freelance photographer. Like, that's my passion. I love doing it. And, like, right now we just moved to a new state, so a bunch of our stuff is in storage in our old state. And I moved to get a new start so I can, like, get back and do that and, like, just start up. And because our stuff is in storage, I feel like I'm still stuck. Like, I can't do it. Like, I'm stuck here in this state, back at home, doing the same thing. And before we left, I was getting,
Why didn't you go get your photography stuff out of storage?
Like, I talk to him about it constantly. Like, I bring it up, like, we need to get this stuff. I need my stuff so I can work.
What do you mean we? You're a grown woman. Go over to the storage bin and get what you need out.
Well, our stuff is in Wisconsin and we're in Arizona. So, like, I can't just go and get it. But when we originally moved to Arizona, we were supposed to get it out, but we had, like, little bills to pay. So he's like, well, when we get the taxes, we'll get the stuff. So
here's my 5-cent opinion on storage. By the time you put your stuff in storage so you don't have to make an immediate decision. And then what you do is you spend $115 a month not making a decision, and then 2 years later you could have bought everything new that you already had in storage simply because you failed to make a decision. That's my little 10 cents worth on that. I would get rid of this. You know what I mean? To handle your business, don't pay somebody to delay your problems. Mr. Williams, what do you think's wrong with this union?
Well, I just think that she needs to learn to take initiative for herself sometimes. I think she depends on me for certain things that she doesn't need to.
Such as?
As far as, like, the storage issue, I am the only one that's working in the house right now. I do understand that she wants to get her photography material out of the storage unit, but right now we have a lot of bills to take care of. So yes, I have put it on the back burner, as far as getting the stuff out of storage, including her camera. But I just understand we can't do it right now, just given that we have a lot of other things to worry about. You know, we have bills, car payment, insurance, and I'm paying all that stuff.
Mr. Williams, other than the fact that you don't believe she takes initiative for her own happiness and life, what do you think is the major concern in this union?
Charisma can be overly emotional.
And when you say overly emotional, give me an example.
The way she responds to certain things, like if I'm telling her, let's look at something, she calls me callous and indifferent. So if I'll say, well, for instance, when we moved to Arizona, let's wait. That was my whole plan. Let's wait till next year. We don't know if my job will transfer me. We don't even have a house yet. Let's weigh and measure everything. she wanted to move out there because she thought it'd put her into a more, in a better emotional state. She literally just wanted to move out there because it'd put her in a better place. I'm like, I understand that, but we have to look at the bigger picture, you know.
Right.
It's other things we have to take into consideration before we just make this big move. And her comeback was, well, I just want to leave. I need to leave this state. And I can't, I mean.
And you lost that argument, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did. And it actually didn't, it wasn't so good when we actually landed in Arizona. Things weren't good
What
for a while.
about Arizona? I have no problem with Arizona, living it. But what about Arizona was going to solve your problems?
It wasn't necessarily Arizona in itself. Him and his friend's idea was to come to Arizona. I just needed to leave. I needed to leave Milwaukee just because, like, I had a friend that I knew from high school that had got shot, and I wasn't feeling safe in the area where we were. So I just needed to leave. And I was feeling stuck, and I needed to go and start over.
Right.
And the thing with Cleveland is he'll say a lot of things, but he won't do much. So he wants to overthink everything.
He wants
and,
to analyze things before he makes a decision.
Analyze it and overthink it, and he'll think it so much that, like, it'll be 2018 and we'll still be stuck in Milwaukee.
I understand. You say he gets frozen by indecision because he's trying to gather to make sure everything is correct. I think you're both a little wrong. I think you're a little more wrong than he is, and I'm going to explain to you why.
He basically came up to me and said that he just wanted to see other people, and we separated. We just had this child, like, where is this coming from? I thought we were happy.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Before we go into who I think has got the rationality, emotionality balance the best, I want to ask you a question. You say that he left you after the birth of your first child. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tell me about that circumstance.
Well, I was 18 when I had my first child, and I don't know if it's because we both weren't in a lot of relationships before then, but he basically came up to me and said that he just wanted to see other people, and we separated. And I was just like, to me, like, it just kind of hit me out of nowhere. Like, we just had this child, like, where is this coming from? I thought we were happy, you know, and I didn't know where to go from there, you know.
Mr. Williams, what happened?
I was young. Yeah, I was 19, 20 years old. I hadn't been in many relationships. She was pretty much the first woman I was with at that point in my life. So at the time I was just curious about what else was out there, you know.
Right.
And like I said, I was 19, you know. Obviously, that's not how I look at things now. I found out later that that's not what I wanted to do, and real shortly, it wasn't years down the line.
You took a peek at what was out there, you realized, this is better over here, and I came on back home.
Yes.
He saw that after I started dating and I stopped chasing him. Then he found out real quick that wasn't what he wanted.
Yeah, that happens a lot. You know what I mean? Because if you're chasing them, they know they have you, so they don't have to worry about keeping you, and they continue to travel. I mean, that's true both male and female. That's how crazy we all are.
That was part of it.
What one thing, if I could get Mr. Williams to change, would you like to change to make you happy?
I would like him to be more romantic. Cleveland is very literal about everything. Like, in the 12 years we've been together, we never celebrated a Valentine's Day, a sweet anniversary, birthdays, nothing. Like, there's no gifts. Like, he's like, there shouldn't be a day for me to show you that I love you. I show you I love you every day. I'm like, you know, like, can you give me a present? It's my birthday. You know, like, go out and give me a birthday present. Well, I buy you stuff all the time. Like, why should it matter that it's this day? Like, because I want a gift. Like, can I get a card, a little flower? Like, hey, thought about you. You know, it's like, well, I'm not good at that. Well, try to be good at that. Like, at least try. Like, he makes no effort. Like, we haven't been out on a date in almost a year, And I'm telling him, like, I'm not going to keep planning everything. Like, I need you to like make some initiative, like go out and say, okay, I thought about this place, saw it, it's nice, let's go there. He'll just say, well, I'm not good at that. And we end up just not doing anything if I don't plan
Mr. Williams, do you not even buy her gifts for her birthday? I mean, not that I'm into material things, because I think everybody's overdoing it with the Valentine's Day and the sweetest day. To me, it's a little bit much. But, you know, birthday,
well,
a card, is that hard?
I'm going to go back to how I feel about her being overly emotional, to make a point about her, what she just said. So she responds to stuff too emotional, like she just did. You know, she says that I don't do anything for her birthday. Just recently, her past birthday, I actually got off work one day, tired, dead tired. I called her little sister, because I know she was talking about some makeup she wanted. I told her a fib. I'm like, I'm going to go to the store and grab me something. She kind of gave me a look like, really? Like, you're going to just leave? But actually, what I went and did was bought her some makeup, and it was something else that I went, and I surprised her. She didn't even know I was going to go get this. Came back, she was happy, she was ecstatic. So we do things, but just not as much as she wants to. I think by her, she seemed like she constantly needs it. I'm not always available, either emotionally or even physically, to do these things all the time, because I'm always working or always doing stuff with her and the kids. But I do things for her. We go out on dates, we go have sushi at happy hour. We do have fun and do things. Maybe it's just not enough for her.
It's not enough for her. Okay.
She got on the defensive immediately. Well, you should love me for me. And I never even said anything about not loving her anymore.
If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Ms. Griffin, I think I see what's wrong here. I think I see what the dynamic is happening here. But you think that he's not emotional at all.
Yes.
What should he be emoting about?
It's like, for me, it's all the little things. Like, you don't have to make grand gestures or anything like that, but it's the little things. Like, yes, I'm at home with the kids, but sometimes I want some time for charisma. I want to do stuff. Like, I'm surrounded by the kids 24/7.
You made a specific allegation in your papers that, when you cry, for instance, he just looks at you and doesn't try to comfort you.
Yes, he does. Like, we'll get into it about something, and I'll be really sad, and he'll just look at me and he'll say, you're too emotional, or you got it wrong. You're thinking about it wrong, or no, I didn't say that. And I'm like, yes, you did. No, you just, you got it wrong. Like, no, you're not thinking about what I'm saying. You're just too emotional. You have to think about it later. I'm like, no, like, you're not emotional enough. Like, you're
Mr.
too
Williams,
literal.
do you differ on?
I think she wants you to, like, a person to alter reality just to kind of meet her emotionally. A couple of years ago, I was a little overweight, started losing weight. I started dieting and exercising, got down about 50 pounds. I came to her to ask her, maybe you should start working out with me. You should start exercising with me, it'd be nice, She always talks about how unhappy she was with her weight at the time, and she took that, she got on the defensive immediately. Well, you should love me for me. And I never even said anything about not loving her anymore.
Right, I got you. Yeah, it's a sensitive area with us women. I'm just telling you, you gotta be careful.
I had to, like, it took me a long time to approach her, because I know how emotional she can get. I'm like, well, you should love me for me, and what are you trying to tell me?
I got that. I think I got that picture. Why don't you tell me how you two differ with respect to parenting, because you believe that she doesn't do it quite correctly.
We just don't see eye to eye on certain things with the kids. If I yell or say something to one of the kids, she'll kind of come in, and I would rather her just pull me to the side and say, hey, you didn't have to yell, or you could have, pulled the kid to the side.
You want a united front, and whether or not she agrees with you, you would like you guys to resolve it in another room instead of you sweeping in. Back up, back up. You don't have to holler.
Because it makes me look like the bad guy.
Ms. Griffin, what do you see as the mistakes he's making in his parenting efforts?
I'm trying to be so polite to stay here and not interrupt him. But Cleveland wants to be the fun parent. Whenever I criticize what he's doing, I'm making him the bad guy. Like, I'm home with the kids all the time. I'm talking to the teachers. I know what's going on. So I'll have my kids, like, they already know from jump, like, what's the deal? Like, you can't do this. You're on punishment for this. You have homework. You got to do your chores. Cleveland, as soon as he comes through the door, Dad, they're instantly, oh, turn on the game. Let's play the game. Yeah, go get the snacks.
Yeah, that's what's happening too, because Mr. Williams is smiling over there.
I'm like, no, you can't do that. They have this and this. But I want to spend time with them. I want to do this and this. But then when I don't agree on it, of course, I'm looking like the bad parent.
But I pull her to the side and talk about it,
I'm looking like the bad parent. His pulling me to the side is, the kids are right here. But I want to, I want to play the game. And they looking at me with the eyes like,
I got
you going to let me,
I got you. In divorce court, couples tell me everything about their relationships. Want to share your experience? Join the conversation on our Twitter page at Divorce Court. On Facebook, check out other fans and their intimate issues. You know everybody has something to say about love. What's on your mind? You two have 4 children together. You don't need to be going anywhere. You've got these kids to raise. You brought them in the world. You did it on purpose, crazy as that seems, at age 18. So you made that decision. So you got to hang in there and get it right. I'm going to talk to you, each of you individually, so you can figure out what's going on. Just because she feels something you don't feel doesn't mean she's overly emotional. It just means that she feels differently. And the best way to deal with someone who's emotional is to listen to them and let them be heard and let them talk to you. And you can't say you're wrong to feel that way. You just feel a certain way. You know what I mean? The facts underlying it may not support that, but that is actually how she feels. And you have to meet a person where they live, not where you think they ought to live. So you need to listen, and you don't be dismissive of how she feels. Having said that, to you, Mr. Williams, I will say this to you, Ms. Griffin, you need to grow up a little bit. I think that you think, let's move to Arizona, it's going to fix everything. Nothing like that ever happens. You have to make rational decisions based on facts. And you may feel a certain way, but you have to put how you feel over here and then determine economically, spiritually, socially, with respect to the children, is this a good decision? And I think, I don't know, you may have a little low-grade depression going on out there. I mean, you know me, because you can't seem to get up. You can't seem to, you want him to make you happy. You want him to lift you up. You can't save some money and get a camera and start taking some pictures. It's not like it's in storage in Milwaukee. You've got to do something. You've got to make it happen. You're waiting for someone to fly in and rescue you. It's not going to work. He can't do it. He can't make you excited about your life. You have to get excited about your life. Do you see what I'm saying? You can always get a cheap camera somewhere and get started. They got cameras on the phone. You can mess with it. They got all kinds of crap going on out there. You need to figure it out and stop waiting for something external to make you happy. You have to make you happy. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it means you have to get up and get started, even if you don't feel like it right now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Move, do, get it together. If he don't want to plan going out, you be the guy that does it. Who cares who starts it? You know what I mean? Who cares who kisses who first? Nobody should care. You get what you go after. You can't wait for it to come and get you. You with me? Okay. Y'all take care of those children and don't make no more for it. It's plenty. This matter is adjourned. I think a lot of people get it twisted. If you marry the right person, that person is not going to fulfill all your needs. You are still responsible for your own happiness, and you have to take charge of your life. Marrying the right person won't make everything perfect.